Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hopefully you're having a fantastic day. Now today we're taking a look at 8 games that are available currently on the PlayStation Store Halloween sale that are under $4.99. I'm going to do a video series over the next couple of days looking at all the games in different price tiers. This is part 1 of that video series looking at all the games under $4.99. These aren't terrible games either. Actually, some of these games are really, really good. Let's dive in and take a look. Now look, if you're a new viewer of the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button down below. If you don't know already, we're doing a PlayStation 5 community gold giveaway thing, where if we can get the channel to 10,000 subscribers by the end of this month, the 31st of October, we will be giving away a PlayStation 5 on the channel in preparation for the PS5's launch. So please consider hitting the subscribe button. So not only can you help us potentially unlock that giveaway, but also you'll be able to stay up to date with all the latest content I post on the channel. Today we're looking at 8 banger games that are available on the PlayStation Store Halloween sale. Some of these are actually amazing games for the price that they're asking here, which is pretty incredible. Let's dive in and take a look at the first game. Game number 1 is Little Nightmares. This is a game that came out a couple of years ago, I think 2017. You play as this hooded character in yellow here. It does give me vibes of games something like Limbo. In that sort of wheelhouse of content, it's kind of got that same thing. Like I said, you move from left to right in these 2D environments with a 3-dimensional graphic style, and basically solving puzzles, avoiding monsters, and dying in really gruesome and horrific ways. But really neat little, I guess it's not even an indie game because it was published by Bandai, but indie feeling horror game. That's only $4.99 on the PlayStation Store right now. This one here blew my mind, and I don't actually know why this is even part of the Halloween sale because it's not a horror game. Dragon Age Inquisition Deluxe Edition is $4.99. This is a Western RPG developed by BioWare. This is a really, really good Western RPG as well. If you're into games like Witcher or any of those Western style RPG games, Skyrim, etc., then absolutely check this one out. If you're after a game that you want to sink a bunch of time into as well, like 100 to 200 hours, you can easily get that from Dragon Age Inquisition. This is it's a super long platinum if you're going for platinum trophies, but as a standalone gaming experience, this is a fantastic game. I think it even won Game of the Year the year it came out, so it's absolutely worth your time. If you haven't played Dragon Age, it's BioWare, which is the developer of Mass Effect's fantasy series. They started with the first one, Dragon Age 1, which was very highly received. Dragon Age 2, not so much. And then Inquisition kind of went back to the roots of what made 1 really special. Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2 is also $4.99 on the PlayStation Store. This one makes more sense for the Halloween theming. This is a multiplayer Plants vs. Zombies third-person shooter game. And it sounds like on paper that's like, that's such a bleh. But in principle, the game is fantastic. I spent so much time playing the Garden Warfare games, 1, 2, and then the latest one, technically the third one, but a spin-off kind of game. And they're so much fun. It's just light, colorful, basic third-person shooting. Really enjoyable and pleasant to play as well. You have this awesome class-based system where you're playing as a particular class with skills. Kind of think like a basic version of Overwatch, and you've kind of got Plants vs. Zombies. Really straightforward, easy for people to jump in and play, and tons of modes and content in these games as well. It is very, very multiplayer focused. There's very little single-player content, so if you're after a single-player game, this isn't the one for you. But for an awesome multiplayer game with a ton of people still playing it, this is a great option to pick up, and it's super, super cheap. This is the game that actually spurred me to make this video. Thief is $1.99. It is so cheap. It's insurmountably cheap. I don't even know if I need to explain what this game is, given how cheap it is. It's $1.99. It's worth every penny of $1.99. Thief's a first-person action stealth game, I would say. Think of a kind of worse version of Dishonored, and that's kind of where you are. Thief is an older series of games that has recently sort of, I don't know what the right word is, made a bit of a resurgence. Or they tried to make a resurgence back at the beginning of the PlayStation 4 generation. Unfortunately, the game kind of fell flat. Didn't really take off and do anything, especially when Dishonored kind of owned the market in terms of that stealth first-person gameplay. But Thief was around way, way back in the day. I think this is actually Thief 4 technically in the series, but they just renamed it Thief. I mean, like I said at the top, it's $1.99. It's probably worth it. I mean, it's worth $1.99. It's worth checking out for that price. Game's not a masterpiece by any means, but it's super cheap. and you'll have a couple of hours of fun with it. Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition. This is one of the unsung heroes of the PlayStation 3 and 360 generation. Similar to what I say about Kingdoms of Amalur, Sleeping Dogs is one of these like amazing games that just got underlooked last generation. It's got these really tight driving mechanics, fighting mechanics. It feels very much like a Grand Theft Auto light version. You play in Hong Kong, which is a scene you don't normally see in video games. It's got a really cool combat system, a really cool driving system, and just an all-around decent game. It's $4.49 at the moment. If there was any time better to pick up this game, it's now. Grab it at the very end of the generation. This comes with all the content that came out for the game as well, which makes it like a perfect experience to play on your PlayStation 4. Murdered Soul Suspect. This is another game that's like $1.99. This one's a bit iffy, right? Because the game itself, I can't say it's a fantastic game. It's a very okay game. You play as a detective investigating his own murder. It's like a third person. It's kind of like those Sherlock Holmes games that are on PlayStation 4. You have to solve clues. I guess like adventure game, really. It's got decision making. It's got stealth sections. You've got it's a puzzle adventure game. Let's call it that. We're going to try and fit everything into a box. That's what it is. Trophy wise, this is actually a really easy platinum as well. It's going to take you like 10 or 15 hours, I think, from memory, but it's worth checking out if you're after an easy plat. Pretty decent and fun game. Don't go into it with massive expectations. Go into it thinking like this silly ghost hunter romp of a story, or detective ghost hunter story. It melds like these supernatural elements and these detective elements really well together. It was a really, really early PlayStation 4 game, and sadly the studio closed down after it came out, which is kind of sad when that happens to any studio, especially when they can't see their project through. I think the expectations for this game were just far too high at the beginning of the generation, but I think it was a worthwhile experience. I picked it up at full price and I didn't regret it. I enjoyed the game. Maybe make your own mind up after looking at the trailers though, because that was quite a few years ago now. Twisted Metal Black is also $4.99. This one here is a staple. It's your Twisted Metal Road Carnage, what do you call it? Battle Royale? It's not really Battle Royale now. Car combat, I suppose, game on PlayStation 4. This is the PS2 version of the game. This is the best version of Twisted Metal that's ever released on any console, period. Hence why this is the version they did. It's sad that we never got a remake or a remaster of this, but I guess this is kind of the next best thing. Twisted Metal pits like all of these different crazy car combat styles together into this arena, whatever it ends up being. You've got to battle, pick up missiles, upgrades, things like that, and destroy other cars, vehicles, things. It's a neat little experience. If you haven't played Twisted Metal, check this one out for $4.99. It's a great game. I mean, it's a little bit rough because it's a PS2 game, but still, it's pretty awesome. The last game on the list is Helldivers Dive Harder Edition. This is $4.99 as well. This is a isometric twin stick shooter, but it's brutal. It's brutally hard. You play it cooperatively, so if you're looking for a game to play with your mates, this is a fantastic game to do that with. The way the game runs, it's designed so that you're constantly killing your teammates by mistake. You can't turn friendly fire off, and it creates these really silly and fun situations. If you played the Alien Nation or Zombie Nation games, this is kind of like those games, but just so much harder. I don't traditionally like this style of game, but this one here was just so much fun. And it was so challenging and brutally challenging that it's just a super enjoyable game. It's well worth checking out. And for $4.99, it's a bargain on the PlayStation Store as well. And there you go, guys. That is 8 games available on the PlayStation Store Halloween sale for $4.99. Yeah, there's some really banger deals in here. I would say like half of these games, if not 3/4 of these games, are like almost must-haves as well. In terms of things I think are really, really worthwhile here, I would say Dragon Age for $4.99 is an absolute steal of a deal, and you should definitely jump on that. That's probably my pick out of this entire list. Or Sleeping Dogs. Both of those are great games, and I can completely vouch for them that they're worth your time. Now stay tuned for tomorrow's video. We're going to be looking at more games in the Halloween sale as well, with more gaming recommendations for you, with a completely different list of criteria, so stay tuned for that. We're also doing a new thing here on the channel. We look at comment of the day, and I'm going to shout out a comment from the previous video that tickled me and made me very happy. So comment of the day from today's video is from Nuclear Boy, who said, "I found your channel today and watched some of your videos. They're really good. Like, really good. They're straight to the point and informative. The quality is good. The editing is clean. You're gonna blow up one day. I know it." Well, thank you very much, Nuclear Boy. I really do appreciate it. And you're now the inaugural first ever comment of the day. So good on you, mate. I appreciate that. Alright, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you all tomorrow's video. Have a fantastic evening.